Herzlich willkommen. Welcome everyone to a whole day of a celebrity masterclass with Hyung-ki. We're very happy to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you.
Please come to stage.
Do I speak now already? Thank you so much. I was never a student here, but I feel like I was a student here because I spent a lot of time in the cafeteria there many years ago, and sometimes in the practice rooms, illegally getting keys or whatever. And no, I had many friends that were students here. So I used to rehearse with them, hang out here a lot, and I've even played in this hall. So it does feel like I'm sort of back home in a strange way. Okay, so you're going to play Paul Schoenfeld Trio for clarinet, violin, piano. Okay, let's go for it. Yeah, I feel weird speaking with a microphone, but that's for the pleasure of all you millions watching right now. Okay. The opening of this piece. No, do it. A lot of great things. Take 3. A lot of great things. A lot of great things. Yeah, that was the best take. The opening of this trio, does it remind you of any other opening of a trio? I mean, there's no right or wrong answer. I mean, it's just something that just occurred to me.
Maybe this kind of like Vorschläge, like
Huh? Yeah. You just played, you kind of just played the trio that I'm thinking of. Do you guys know the Ghost Trio by Beethoven? Oh no, what am I thinking? Not the Ghost Trio. Wait a minute. How's the Ghost Trio begin again? How's the Ghost Trio begin? How's the Ghost Trio? Well, no, it is possibly the Ghost Trio, but I'm thinking of also the D major sonata by Beethoven. Do you know it? Yes? Yeah? Yeah. But and what's the same key and very similar opening is also the opening of the Ghost Trio. Very similar model. Yeah? If you look at the first notes of this. It's exactly the same idea. Starting with a little upbeat, crescendos, and then a huge pause with a different harmonic suggestion than what we've had, and then suspense. Yeah. How do you feel the performance went? Soll ich auf Englisch oder auf Deutsch? English is good. Okay. How did you feel the performance went just now? Any feedback for your colleagues? Any good feedback? Let's start with the positive things before we tear each other apart. Any things that were there anything that was surprising to you from any of your colleagues?
The cadenza.
And why is that surprising?
Because it's unexpected every time.
Okay, because you never know what he's going to do.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And I think the Acerando part we're not Acerando enough because we're sister.
Yeah. You see, you don't actually need me at all because you know it already. It's exactly that. It's a little too safe for me. I mean, this is a Freilach. Yeah. And regardless of what the title of the piece is, I mean, just already in those first 4 bars, it's like, okay, guys, we're going to party. It's, and when you go to a party, you don't play safe. Not at your age. For sure not. Yeah? In fact, you're probably quite reckless if you go to a party. And I would imagine that this should be the same attitude. And I wonder whether he's permitted himself this cadenza, but couldn't the whole first movement be a cadenza where you're always surprised? Why does it have to why does it have to be just that special moment that he has? Yeah? Well, that's a very good question. I mean, what is improvisation? How much do we improvise? How much do we stick to the text? What is notation? I mean, these are massive subjects. Some people have very strong views about them, right? All the composer can do is write down with this kind of system that we've been used to for about 300-400 years, let's say, plus minus, yeah? but I don't think it's a great notation system, really. It's limited. It's very limited. And it's very sehr gerade. It's very even. It's very equally distributed. Everything is so, especially if it's published, yeah? The distance between each crotchet, each quarter note, is that you can measure it by ruler. But you can't measure music by ruler. The distance between one quarter note and another quarter note depends on the intonation, the interval, and obviously what the harmonic, what's happening, and what happened before and coming. I mean, I know I'm saying obvious things, but sometimes we forget that because we look at the music and we've probably had some professor that said, "Nein, Sie müssen folgen, was es steht in Partitur," because that's the authentic thing. This is what it says. Yes? I mean, if you compare it to a theater play, it doesn't tell you how to say the words. It doesn't tell you how to say to be or not to be. Right? Now, then there comes the question is, how much can one change what's written? And that's a much more debatable argument. Then again, we have historical sources and recordings as well, that show composers changing their own notations. Yes? So we have to take Czerny's and Liszt's and all those people's words for it. Ferdinand Ries, as to what Beethoven did, as to what Chopin's students did. We don't have any recordings. We just have testaments. We presume it's true, but we do have recordings of Bartók, of Debussy, of Britten, of Shostakovich. We have people who had first-hand classes with them, you know, and they said, change it. Right? So anyway, it's just something that you should just constantly investigate. Yes? I don't think there's a black and white. And we know that notation, certainly before, let's say before Beethoven's time, was much less specific and left a lot of improvisation to the performer. Baroque music, we know, is at least 50% other stuff, right? From the figured bass notation, being very similar to jazz, 6/4, 5/3, all of that stuff. Yeah, so the keyboard player is free to add scales, runs, make the progressions, you know, in different voicings. Yeah. The repeat marks, Locatelli, Bieber, Bach, all this stuff. You know, Frescobaldi is full. It's just, I mean, if you look at it, it's actually quite plain. But we know that they added stuff. We know that Bach improvised stuff. We know this. It's clear. So, okay, so this is music that's written, you know, not so long ago. But I don't know the guy personally, but I have a feeling that he did his very best to notate this, as close as it possibly can be, but I think it's very far from what he imagines it to be. I don't know, is there a recording of him playing this?
No, he's not the clarinet.
No, but he's a pianist. Yeah, but oh, he's not a very... You did not hear that? We love the composers playing. You're a composer. Okay. So I've also had one or two teachers that have told me play music as if you wrote it. Again, that would be a controversial statement for some professors and for some. But on the other hand, I had a very humbling lesson, let's say, from a certain conductor who was performing a piece of mine. And sorry, I know I'm talking a lot. We will work. But and it wasn't nice the way he said it. So that's why it's a little bit, a bit of a bitter aftertaste. But if I just take the information that he said, it's something that has stayed with me, and I thank him for telling me. So he was working on one of my pieces, and I just gave him a suggestion. I was just like saying, oh, shouldn't it be whatever? And he turned to me and said, you know, you should let your music be interpreted once in a while. And I was like, wow, okay. you know. Again, the way he said it wasn't nice, but yeah, absolutely. And you know, the composer can be as self-righteous as he or she wants to be and say, yeah, aber das habe ich gemeint, I meant this, I wrote this. But I'm sorry, and I would say the same thing to myself. At the end of the day, do you hear anything? No, it's you that's bringing this to life, yeah? You're bringing it to life. You're bringing it to life to somehow make it valid and valuable for whoever is in the room. And actually, I personally think you only need one person in the room. I don't know what you feel about that. I've tried to play for teddy bears. It's not quite the same. But I have done it. I have done it because, you know, it's you want to have some kind of performance practice. So I've put teddy bears in there. But it's not the same. But one person comes in and it's different. Yeah? So, but you have the opportunity that you're already 3 people. So even if there's nobody in the audience, you have the other 2 people to entertain, to surprise, to challenge. And it's exactly like you said, it's too safe. Yeah? Oh, because it's forget that it's live stream. Forget. Of course you're nervous. Who wouldn't be? I'm glad I'm not playing. No, of course. I know it all. Yeah? And that's something else we can talk about later. But okay, so the thing about the Beethoven is that it starts with a massive amount of energy. And it's almost like the car is over the cliff. You know those cartoons where they're running over the cliff and actually they betray gravity because actually they should fall. But they just stay there for a while before they realize, oh, there's no ground. Whoop! And I want to have a little bit the feeling here as well. Can we try the beginning? No safety, especially not today. I mean, never. But
we tried some crazy tempo before. And it doesn't work.
the tempo is not something that will make it crazy. Glenn Gould plays Appassionato 5 times slower than everybody else. It's crazy. Yeah. So it's not about how fast it is. It's about this energy of from nowhere. Yeah. Okay. So okay. Can we try one thing? Can we do it without the poco-rit? Just play as can you play literally as if you are a car driving off a cliff? No traffic lights, no brakes, and then like a cartoon you're just hovering and then you fall into the next thing. Yeah. Can we try the opposite? Can we try a little bit of an accelerando? The opposite. Yeah. 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 And another thing, can we not for this, let's just think of this as a laboratory, okay? Let's experiment, yeah? Okay? And these are not suggestions that are going to be set in stone. It's just to try something. Sometimes we get so used to how we've played it, how we've practiced it, how we've learned it, what it says in the score, that sometimes we need to just completely approach it from a different direction. Yeah. So poco-rits make them multi-accelerandos. Fortes make them pianos. Just to refresh your nervous system. Yeah. Your whole being. So think of it as just aim for that last note. And go. Already poco, already accelerando. Yeah. Still I feel that the opening quavers are safe. It's like, I'm giving you the upbeat. I want to make sure we're going to be together. Can you surprise them like you just... who cares if you're together? Who cares if you're together? Let's just try. Yeah! you're laughing, right? But this is what we want. We also, I tell you something, we also want to feel that when an audience member comes, they're investing their time, their energy, maybe their money, yeah? And they want to be taken for a ride, yes? Nobody watches, you know, a thriller because they know what's going to happen. They watch it because they don't know what's going to happen. Yes? So even though you guys know what's going to happen, you have to pretend like you don't know what's going to happen. Yeah? The best actor on stage knows that he's going to kill his mother in Hamlet or whatever. But he doesn't go, I'm going to kill my mother. I mean, it's all there, but he, you know, and he's done the play many times. But he gives the illusion that he doesn't know what's come over him. Yeah? Can we try something? Can we try, I would like the three of you to walk on. Yes, you know this first bars by memory. Yeah? I would like you to walk on from back there, from sort of fake backstage. And take care that the pianist, that Hibiki is there in enough time. He does not have to be seated. He can play this without sitting. Yes? Yes? So, let's try this. How about Hibiki, you go first. Yeah? No looking, no breathing, no upbeats, no anything. And basically, your mission is to walk on stage and around the time that he's able to get there, because you can reach your instruments earlier. Yeah? And then in the time that this car is hovering, he has time to sit down, you have time to get to your stands. Can we just try? Yeah. Okay. All right. So, maybe it's not Deutsche Grammophon recording quality. Who cares? It's alive now. You're laughing at each other. You're being surprised. You're not quite comfortable. Yes, you're nervous. And that also makes you uncomfortable. But if you're going to be nervous, you might as well be uncomfortable and nervous. And at least provoke and challenge. This is so exciting, guys. It's another world. It's totally different. And you guys just did it like this. We didn't work on little details or that. Yeah? There are many details, but yeah. I have a question for you. A lot of the time, let's say in this piece, you have the role of the band, rhythm and bass, the accompaniment, percussion, drums. Yeah. How do you feel about that role? Do you think that you are the polite band member that follows? Or do you think that you are the band member that is just solid and immovable and provides the groove so that they can groove around you? Or do you think that you also can lead? Yes. It's not a trick question. I'm just asking.
Yes, I think that there are parts that I have to follow the others, but there are parts that I have to surprise them and to lead them and to like go to next like something new music. And I feel that that's my role.
And what about the places where you are in a more band accompanimental role? Are you, because I notice you're very sensitive, you're very attentive, you're watching him, you're trying to be together. And those are all ticks. Those are all good things. You'll pass your exams. Definitely. Definitely. People go, ja, spielt so, schaut, he watches the guy very well. He plays well. He's together. He's very good collaborative pianist. Definitely hire him. Yeah, it's not a criticism, but I wonder if sometimes you might not be so polite and maybe just throw him off a little bit. Throw these guys off. Be a little unrhythmical, unpredictable. Suggest. Bring out a bit more basses, maybe a bit more second and fourth beats where it needs. Yeah, these are just suggestions. These are not criticisms. Yeah, it's just I'm just trying. You guys play great, but you see how what another dimension it goes to. Yeah, in a matter of seconds. Yes. So I want you guys to explore that. Yeah, and feel good with that. Yeah. Okay. Start wherever you like.
Beginning?
Yeah, sure. Why not? How did that feel, by the way, the beginning?
Cool. We need
Yeah?
a bit more space here.
Yeah, space. You know, you have to, when you have no space, you have to use the difficulty of having no space. What do you mean you have no space? You have all this space here.
No, me. Stage. Yes, here.
Yeah. No, but who says you can't use the space? Did Carl Philipp Emanuel Bach write in his treatise, you cannot use the space?
No.
I don't think so. This is space. Yeah? So, I know, normally, der Künstler darf nicht zum Publikum gehen. The public is just mortal, lesser people. They have to look up at you like gods. Right? But we know that Franz Liszt, the father and inventor of the recital, went down from the holy stage and spoke to people eating, dinner or whatever, having a drink of wine with them, and then came up to play again. So he understood that. He understood it's important to make a connection with the people, right? Try it again, that opening, the same way, and then go on. I still feel it was very good. I know you just did it for the first time. I still feel you walked on. You don't walk on. You have to perform the music before you walk on. You have to be in that already. So that when the time you come to play it, it's just an echo of what you've already projected. Okay. Manifested before. Yeah. You're too concerned about.
I wanted to try something new.
Okay. Okay. All right. But good. But I still feel like you're very concerned about hitting the right notes. Don't just somehow, and you're also getting there a little bit. Can you make sure he doesn't quite get there? I think it's good that he. Yeah, but you have so you're all in a rush to start. Maybe that's the thing. You want to be the first to start. And can you all play unison? I mean, I know you don't have to play at the beginning, but can you play at the beginning as well? Yeah? Yeah, okay. And now, okay, great. Now let's try the same thing. Same idea, same goal, with a little bit of precision. Just a little bit of control. Let's try to just control that chaos a little bit. But don't play safe yet. It's fine that you don't start together. It's fine. Okay. One last thing. Can you go backstage? And can you three face each other? And can you speak the opening bars? Ja, ja, exactly. Genau das. Yeah, yeah, the whole phrase, exactly this. Yeah, it starts off very well, and then but the car doesn't crash. The car doesn't fall off the cliff. Yeah. Yes, the end of. I'm not convinced by the end of the note. You don't drive all the way into the sea. Okay, and now say it, articulate it like Schoenfeld wrote. Okay, and add the poco rit. Yes, and we're missing the crescendo. Okay, so now I would like you to do that, and when you've done that, da, go to the piano, go to the instrument, and start the piece. Yeah. Yeah. And stay in it. Walk towards the piano in that intensity, in that energy. He writes mezzo forte. Let's be honest. Pizzicati are always underestimated. They don't sound if you do. So he's written triple stops and accents. You're the hi-hat there, yeah? And he writes laughing. I think you can laugh a lot more. Yeah? Yeah? I mean, can you just play whatever, C major scale, whatever, and while you're playing it, try to laugh. Now play now. Yes. So there's a certain hysterical uncontrollableness when you're laughing. When you laugh, you don't control it, right? Nobody laughs and go, when they hear a joke, say, wait. Yeah? In even eighth notes. Nobody laughs like that. So it says, oh, wait a minute. Wait, what's the joke? Wait, I need to practice. Wait, I need to practice. No. It's just, right, exactly. That's it. Play like that. Exactly like this. Yes. Okay, all right, okay. And these are agogic accents. They're phrases. He doesn't write them phrases, but even though this is jazz 20th century music, there's still a kind of classical phrasing about it. Already from the opening, this very Beethovenian thing, whether it's just my invention or he thought of that or not, it's irrelevant. There is this classical structure. Yeah? Start after the pause. How does it feel?
Easier.
Easier. Okay, we like that.
Funnier. Easier.
Yeah? Okay. Also, for you, all these things, they should still be shaped. It's a very, you know, they have this phrase, it's kind of a descending, let's say, classical with some agogics. You have different lines and agogics coming in. I think you can have much more. This is a kind of place where I would say you are not the band, you're not accompanying, but you are, yeah, the third character here. You know, there's 3 musketeers. There's, you know, they all have characters. Yeah, can you go from there? Bar 11. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. I think. Can we try once that you guys play piano? Yeah, just for now, play piano, and you play as if you're the most important person here. Yeah. I feel that I don't hear enough distinction between the bass player, pa pam, pa pim, pa 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 da di da, and with the other instruments, ya pa pa pi pa pa da di da pa pam.
So there are different musicians?
Yeah, you're playing like you're the same musician, and I think you're not the same musician. I think you are at least 2 musicians. You're a double bass player or bass guitar, and the other one is whatever. Guitar and, yeah, guitar, banjo, piano, vibraphone, zither, something. Can we do this with just left hand, with just bass, yeah? Yeah, keep going, just bass. Yeah. How does that feel for you guys? Yeah? Do you have any, you know, the thing is that you 3 are going to spend more time with each other than I spend with you. So you have to tell your collaborative partner what you want from his bass playing. It doesn't matter what I think.
No, I like it.
You like it? Yes? Okay, so they like it. So when somebody likes something, give them more. Yeah? So be a fat bass player. Are you? Because I think I didn't mean fat by the person's body. I meant fat from the sound. Yeah, because I think you're concerned about the fact that he wrote sempre staccato. Yes, but if you think double bass, pits, it's always going to be staccato, just by the nature of the plucking. Dum, 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 it's staccato. But the double bass string vibrates quite long, because it's big and fat. Yeah? So, don't worry about the staccato, just think about double bass, fat pits is dum, dum, boom, boom. And the pits is, because they're low and because they're double bass, they're acoustically going to sound a little bit lazier and behind the beat. Or, you know, you can make that. And then the others can be cha, 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 more on the beat. Yeah. So you have the hardest task because you need to split yourself into two. Yeah. From laughing. Yeah, yeah, but let's put it this way. Play, you liked what he did, so play in relation that you can still like what he does.
Okay.
Yeah, if that makes sense. Yeah?
Tutti or
Yeah, tutti, tutti, tutti. Can you try from 59-ish? And can you play more on the 2s and 4s, like a hi-hat would?
okay.
Yeah. Or a little bit before in your cadenza solo. And this is your cadenza where you surprise the other two. It just happens to be a notated cadenza. But again, how you interpret that is up to you.
Every time different.
I love it. Please, they should be like looking forward to rehearsing that place again, because what's he going to do this time? And if you see that they're laughing or confused, you've done something right. Yeah? Yeah. The reason why I'm asking you to bring out the 2s and 4s is not just to have a groove, because I think it's you guys are thinking the music too fast. So there's no time to hear we should be able to feel that. Ideally, you want the audience to feel like, hey, but if they can't do that, it means it's too fast, not tempo, but in the way that you need to make us want to go, hey, yeah? Yeah? It can be as crazy as you like, as unexpected as you like, but we still have to feel, yeah? Have you guys ever heard Ivo Papasov? Do you know who that is? It's a Bulgarian wedding band, but on an extremely high level. Lots of clarinet in there. Yeah, check it out. Yeah, Papasov. I think that's how you pronounce it. I could be wrong. It's probably something completely different. And now I will be cancelled because I pronounced the name wrong. Okay, all right, yeah, go. We should still feel that. A little somewhere in your bones, in your hips. Yeah, you have to feel it. Yeah, yeah. Whatever you do. Set 3. Yeah. take a minimal amount of time. Da-dee, da-dee, da-dee. And you also breathe. Okay, one more time. From there. Just no, say it. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Do exactly the same thing, just here. So in other words, he's a better violinist than he should be. He's a better violinist than he should be, because that should be more difficult, right? And you got so used to him being a good violinist that you're playing, he can manage this. But you need to support him. You need to also, this is what I mean by ask you, do you lead, do you follow, do you this? I think your job in some ways is the hardest. They have just one line to play, pretty much, yeah? But even in this kind of innocent looking accompaniment figure, you have to feel that pa-pi, da-ti, da-ti, pa-pi. So it's not about waiting, it's about trying to be really one being, and you have to pretend you're not such a good violinist. You have to make us feel the difficulty of those intervals. Yati, yati, yapi. I get it that you've practiced it and that you can do that easily, yes? But I don't feel the tension, because it's too easy. Those are crazy intervals and crazy intonation leaps, yeah? And a singer would really, it takes a Barbara Hannigan to be able to do something like this, right? So, yeah, turn down your Paganini and just be like, show us, make us feel the difficulty. Yeah, otherwise it sounds too easy. Yeah. Yeah, I have a question. What are these glissandi in the piano?
Glissandi?
Yeah, that the pianist has in the right hand. What are these glissandi? Are they just sound effects? Are these trying to be another instrument? Is he trying to imitate the clarinet? Is it trying to be a musical saw? I don't know. Is it a cymbalum? Are they screams? Are they laughs?
Scream? Laughs? I think so.
I think it's like the woo, woo, woo. And then someone just scream like a girl.
Okay. Can you try? Can you play once from 131, and could you just play the right hand? Okay. Can you put your violin down? Can you play me those glissandi? How you would play those glissandi? Don't worry about the notes. Just approximate. It's approximate. Yeah. And can you put your clarinet down and play me the glissandi? Okay, so now you've just seen two types of glissandi. What do you say about those two types of glissandi?
He is more arm and he is more hand.
Yes, yes. What about the sound, the feeling? You see, they're both in pain now.
This is loud. Oh.
Play me yours. Okay. I don't want you to hurt yourself, but the point is that it's very interesting. Sometimes it's very dangerous sometimes to be an expert. Yeah, just generally. I know you guys came here to look for experts in your field. Hopefully you have an expert that teaches the clarinet, you have an expert that teaches the piano, etc. But experts can be wrong. Experts can be stuck in the way they think. The problem with experts is that they're experts and they don't see something outside of their expertise. So while the way that they played their glissandi, most piano teachers would go, oh, but that's not the way to play a glissandi. But they went for it because they have no idea how to do it. He's still in pain. So obviously there are reasons why some people have come up with some ways to do things, but that doesn't mean necessarily that's the way. Yeah? There's no set formula. So all I'm trying to say is this glissandi, I don't know, experiment. More with thumbnail, more, but it's not, again, it's not about really the technique, it's about the emotion. They both went for it. Damn! Yes? And yours was expert. Naturally. Again, it's not a criticism. Naturally. You're an expert. This is what you do. They don't play the piano. So you know. You've played other glissandis written by other composers. But I'm pretty sure all these glissandi are different. Yeah? So, okay, let's carry on. Yep. Yeah. This is another place where it's so safe and so well rehearsed. Can we try? Can you two stand with your backs to each other? No. Like actually really touching back to back, if you don't mind. Yeah. Okay. And actually, can you not look at the music? And if you don't remember, great. Okay. So we're gonna improvise Paul Schoenfeld. Can we go from? Let's go from 131. Okay. Please don't hurt yourself. I don't want you to hurt yourself doing glissandi. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Did you need to rehearse that? No. So you don't need to look at the music. I mean, like you don't need to like look at each other, wait for each other. It should be like you would in conversation. Yeah. Most people don't really wait for the other one to politely finish before they start their sentence. It's like, oh, you know, and oh yeah, that's right, yeah. Oh, and I was thinking, sorry, I shouldn't interrupt. No, but you know, I have to. Yeah. Oh yeah, great, absolutely, sure. Yeah. Okay, let's go on. Because I believe that's what it is. This is not like some genius Mahlerian Ninth Symphony material. It's not da 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 da. It's just yeah. What? No. Yeah. Maybe. Yes. No. Oh. Ah. Right. Okay. No. Yeah. That's all. Yeah, and what about ornaments in this piece in general? I mean, sometimes he writes modern stuff. Here he writes it out. Diada, he writes out triplets. But you guys have a lot of these places. I think they can be not so planned. Maybe later, maybe early, maybe longer. I don't know. Yeah. Do you know what your Macauan friend is playing there at 216? Yeah, you have to look. Exactly. You shouldn't have to look. Yeah. He's playing triplets. And let's not make Schoenfeld feel like he wasted his time. Don't enjoy those the 3 against 2s. Those are wonderful moments to stretch it to. Yeah. If again, this is not about tempo. You could play 5 times faster if you want, but if you're not feeling the relationship of your 2s to his 3s, and you're not trying to fit your 3, if there's not that going on with the left hand triplets, which have a different type of swing. I don't know. Are your triplets the same as his? I don't know. They could be. They could be riding on his wave. So it means that this double bass player who's now playing maybe arco has to shape the triplets a bit more so that the violin player can come in and out. So that for that brief moment, he's surfing on your wave. Yeah? And then he has to surf on top of the surfer. Yeah? Does that make sense? Please ask questions. Please disagree. I would really hate it if you walked away from this going, wow, he's such an expert. That would be an insult. Okay, so can you go please from and actually now looking at the music, actually the violinist starts kind of the surfing already in 204. And the right hand of the piano is the surfer. Can we try from there? 204, please? Somewhere on there. Okay, can we do something? I would like to do make some modern music now. Can the clarinet start at 2-2-1 and violin? What you play at 2-2-2, can you play at 2-2-1? So one bar earlier. And double bass cello player, whatever that is, in 2-2-4, can you start 3 bars earlier? Yeah?
I start 2 to 1.
You don't change. Yeah? Yeah. Can you guys get closer to each other and take your music and can you speak it to each other in unison from 2-1?
So normal?
No, you play 1 bar. You speak 1 bar earlier and 3 bars earlier.
Which voice when it's become to? Okay.
I think. Well.
The new one. Da, da, da.
Yeah, I see what you mean. You're talking about when you hit 2-3-5. Let's stick with just one voice. Let's think contrapuntally. Yeah. So you're staying with the bass guy. Yeah. Okay, great, very good. Now do the same thing, but when you're supposed to come in. Still speaking, singing. The pitches are not important. Yes. How does that feel? Did you feel something different than when you played it?
It's more chaos right now.
Do you think so? You think it's chaos? Interesting.
I think it's more clear.
And you?
For me, it was harder to make it clear, so it was chaotic.
For you, it's
For you, it's harder to make it clearer like this. Why?
Because the articulation.
Right. But there were places where you guys were really grooving. It sounded like the Swingle Singers. But you just could add a drum. Okay. Exactly in the same way, whether you think it's chaotic order, doesn't matter. Just like how you spoke, sang, play. But keeping that same groove, energy, ease. Let's not forget about trying to impress me or the people watching the live stream. Just have fun. Yeah? Who cares about notes? We know you can play. bravo, bravo. Great. Do you feel that? That's you guys. Yeah? Now, I don't know this piece, and whoever's listening, most people probably don't know this piece. And who cares whether you know it or not? Even the people who do know it should be like, whoa, I don't know this piece. Yeah? When we hear Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, we should feel like we're hearing it for the first time. Otherwise, what's the point? Yeah? If we're like, da 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 da, yeah, okay. Da 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 da, oh yeah, oh wow. Da 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 da, yeah, I know this, I've heard this, yeah, great. Da 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 dum bum ba, wow, oh yeah, he's that. It has to be like, wait a minute, what's gonna happen? Da 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 da, what? What? Da da da, oh, it's already the next one? Wait, oh wait, now it's 3 notes, what? How many notes? Wait, it's the same notes? Wait, da da bum ba, wait, he's holding that? How long is he holding that for? Wait, I don't, ba 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 ba, oh my God, wait, I'm still trying to understand what happened. Da 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 ba ba ba. Oh wow, okay, yeah? It has to feel like this. This piece too, it's the same, yeah? It has to be a discovery for you so that we have a chance of being like, whoa. Yeah, and it can be groovy, it can be trippy, it can be psychedelic, it can be fugal, it can be whatever. Yeah, you can have your own. This could have a whole kind of Weberian vibe also. Could have a Hindemith vibe. Could have a Dave Brubeck jazz vibe. Yeah, but that's up to you. But now it's really like, whoa, and I feel like you're listening and reacting, you're doing your own thing, but you're part of a thing, and then suddenly it's going somewhere. So when you finally then arrive in unison, it's like, whoa! Yeah? And I hear some kind of structure now, right? You want the, you know, no matter who's sitting in, no matter who's listening to you, it could be Nadia Boulanger, it could be Stravinsky, it doesn't matter who's there, right? But even those guys are not smart enough to understand the amount of information that's coming within a short frame of time. So most of us are not Stravinsky and Nadia Boulanger. We're quite dumb. I will definitely speak for myself. I am dumb. So when I'm sitting in the audience, I need time to process the information that's coming to me and to have enough time to be surprised, but also know, maybe we're going here. No, we're going there. Okay, we've arrived here. That makes sense because I heard this there. On some level, yeah, even though I wouldn't be able to analyze it. But it's the same, if I talk really fast to you like this, and especially in foreign language, you wouldn't understand what the hell I'm saying because I'm talking too fast. You'll be like, hey, slow down. Yeah? I could be telling you a shopping list or the theory of relativity or the plot to the next James Bond film. It doesn't matter what I tell you. It's too fast. It's not the information. It's the way that it's delivered. It's not the content. It's the way it's delivered. Yeah? So you have to, even if you know, especially when you know it so well, find a way that we can relate to it. Yes? If we can't feel somehow the pulse, if we can't feel that we're being taken for a ride, if we can't feel that somehow this is a little fragment, this, again, I'm talking about the most primitive listener, something they have to follow. Yeah? So, and that means you have to make it. Because if you're following, if you know, that's where, yeah, we have a chance. Yes? How are we doing with time?
We have until 1.
Yeah, we're okay. I just have no idea what time. Okay, good, great. Do you have any questions? Please, always ask questions. Always. Yeah.
It's like talking about improvise, you said.
Yeah.
In this music,
Yeah.
how can you improvise if this is already like this rich? Like everything is not like baroque. You can add like Vorschlag or Nachschlag or something, because that the like clarinet cadence is the only place that we can find for
No, that's a very good question, and the question is basically, how does one improvise with music that's quite specifically notated and music that's from a time where notation would be fairly precise enough to indicate what the players have to play, right? Basically.
I have example.
Yeah.
Just my solo.
Yes.
Like I have feeling that it's already like quite rich. And then all the harmony and this thing is already there. I'm talking about bar 272. Is at the end.
Yeah.
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 And it's this kind of
272.
place, and then like if we really want to improvise, and then I feel like everything I do or I did is
Yes.
too much.
Yeah. In what way do you think it's too much?
For example, if I add add a glissando in some note or something, is too much, no?
I mean, that's you asking the $1,000,000 questions. I mean, if you listen to, let's speak about your instrument, which is the violin. Have you listened to violinists' recordings like people like Sigeti, Misha Elman, Yehudi Menuhin, Chrysler, Thibault? These guys are sliding all over the place.
Yeah, but as you said, it's like is in the logic way. Like Russian school, they glissando everywhere, and like Tchaikovsky, they just glissando. But like for example, in Mozart, they would not glissando that much. And I'm like this is the thing that I don't know how.
Well, what you can do with something like this is, the piece is called Freilach. It's written by a Jewish composer, right? I think American-based, no? Right?
Yeah.
When was the piece written?
1980.
1980, right? I think that definitely he has his inspiration and influence, whether he wants to admit it or not, from music from his roots, from Jewish klezmer music. So I would listen to some, authentic, listen to Giora Feidman, his band. There's a great band called the Klezmatics. And just just research a little bit on sort of authentic folk, Hebrew folk style music, like Freilach, Nigun. Like how do these guys party at a wedding? How do they play? When you listen to people who've had some kind of gypsy background, the way they play Bartok or Sarasate Zigeunerweisen or whatever is a little different from, now you don't have to, you don't have to be from that background to be able to feel this music, not at all. I think in the end it's about trying to get into the spirit of it. And there are certainly things, especially on the violin, that you can do with the speed of the bow and with how you move the hand to create sounds which are less traditional. Yeah, yeah, like what the clarinet does. Yeah, 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 yeah. This kind of very typical in Yiddish music, this sort of yeah, 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 which you cannot really notate. He's tried to at some places, with appoggiaturas, acciaccaturas, and I think any time you have a double stop, triple stop, that's the same for a pianist. When we have chords that go beyond the stretch, and whether the composer's written a squiggly line or not, there is, without question, a certain amount of room for what you might call improvisation. Because there is no way that the composer can notate the speed of the spread of the chord of the arpeggio. And sometimes they try to notate the direction, as Schoenfeld did here in some bars, where the direction is going down. But when you listen to Bartók and when you listen to recordings of Bartók playing like Contrast, which is for this same instrumentation, or his sonata recordings with Szigeti, take a score of Bartók, listen to it, and just listen to the piano part and compare it to what is written. He is improvising. Bartók, one of the most precise composers, one of the most specific, one of the most absolutely retentive in detail with how he wants the dot here, an accent here, the size of accent. I mean, and yet when he's playing it, he's spreading chords and being fluid with time, and you could say that's rubato, but I think listening to Jewish wedding bands and Bartók playing his own pieces will, I think, actually answer your question better than me, because you will see from that the incredible freedom. And so when you have a triple stop, or one might think, oh, I have to break those as fast as possible. Why? I think if the violinist could play 4 strings at the same time, which in theory is possible, right? The composer would have written that. It's just because the nature of the instrument, you have to break it. But that you hear always violinists going ta-da, ta-da. I mean, Bach Chaconne is just a cliche of itself, because it's always broken the same way. But actually, you should try to play all the notes together. And by playing, I don't mean actually, you should play it here. It should sound like an organ. And somehow you have to create that illusion. And how you do that and that's technique, not, Ševčík and Don't and Paganini and Dunis, but that's technique. How can you make Bach Chaconne sound like an organ, sound like a harpsichord, with the limitation of 4 strings? And of course I cannot play all 4 strings and 3 strings at the same time, but somehow I'm going to give that impression that it's a choir. Yeah, so there is improvisation there. That some people might not call it improvisation, but you certainly should play as if you're improvising. Most of this music, except for the highly serial, micro-serial music written by post-1950s from Boulez and all his other cohorts, following this line of 12-tone extreme micro-serialism, most of this music was written in the spirit, was either improvised, was either messed around, clarinet playing glissandi on a piano and going, oh yeah, I like this. How do I notate this? Mozart's pieces are improvisations that are notated. Beethoven too, Chopin too. We know that as well, and they sound like improvisations. They're just, because they were geniuses, they could make them seem like perfect compositions, and of course they worked on them, and a lot of them did. Beethoven re-edited and re-edited. Mahler re-edited. But they had this idea, they had this thing, and they thought, okay, now I have to somehow make it. So you should play as if you're making it up. That's the thing with the Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. If you don't play it as if you're just making it up for the first time, then we are going to be so bored. Because we've heard already 20,000 other recordings that sound like it's been played 20,000 times. So imagine it's 1803 or 1804, no, a little bit later he wrote it, 1800, whenever he did, right? And you're an orchestral musician, and you're sitting there, and you got this music, and you're going, this guy's fucking crazy. Oh shit, now I'm cancelled because I swore. Right. That's where you be going. What? I can't play this. What is this? Yeah? That should be the feeling. But now we've become experts. We've become advanced. We've become technologically advanced. We can play, Yezai, so, we're ahead. We can play Paul Schoenfeld. We're so ahead. Beethoven Fifth, yeah, sure, yeah, that's Kenny. I know this. Yeah, no, that's the problem. We shouldn't know it. We absolutely shouldn't. Beethoven's Fifth should sound like an explosion every single time you listen to it. But unfortunately, we got too used to it. Eine kleine Nachtmusik should sound like a celebration of joy. It's an incredible piece. But we just got too used to too many mobile ringtones. So your job as interpreters is, especially with something like Eine Kleine or Für Elise, if you're going to approach that piece, think, okay, I don't want to be new just for the sake of being new, because that also is, for me, invalid, because you want to be true to the music. But how can I hear these things as if I'm hearing them for the first time? So break it down. Take away notes. Just play harmonies. You'll find that they're beautiful harmonies. Harmonies that you find in Beatles songs. Harmonies that you find in Queen songs, in all of Beethoven's sonatas. They're just beautiful 2-4-5-1 progressions. Yeah? And then maybe just play one or two notes of the melody. And just take stuff out. Play it really loud. Play it really fast. Play it really slow. So it can kind of become fresh to you. Yeah? Same thing what we did with the beginning of the Paul Schoenfeld. What you did was you got away from, wir haben das geprobt, we rehearsed this, it's going to be good, we know when to start. Now you had no idea when you're going to start. We should have no idea when you're going to start. Of course you have to know when you're going to start. Of course you don't want to mess up on the first note. I get this. One thing is the psychology of performing. The fact that you need to, quote unquote, execute a certain performance of excellence because that's expected. On the other hand, you want a performance to be a party. You want people to be clapping along with you, singing along with you, and they feel like, oh, I can't do this because I'm in a classical concert hall, but actually I want to get up and dance, or cry, or laugh, or lie on the floor, whatever. Something, yeah? And that happens because you're not playing it safe, because you're improvising it the same way that Beethoven improvised it. I bet you anything Paul Schoenfeld sat at the piano and improvised a lot of this stuff. It looks improvised. The notation looks improvised. It sounds improvised. So my long, very long answer to you is yes. Is yes. To your question, yes. Go for it. Absolutely.
Maybe I got another idea for the answer for this place, because he looks at me also. But
Yeah.
I look at him anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe you can just play your thing and I just follow you. Maybe that's otherwise it will just
That's a great idea. Let's try that, please. Let's try it. Guys, this is now really cooking. Like it's boiling, and the saucepan lid is like there's splattering everywhere. Yeah. I tell you, I don't know what anybody else thinks, but I would much rather come to hear this boiling thing that's where, you know, rather than the professor that goes, oh, aber das steht nicht im Partitur. Wo ist das? Moment, gibt's, ja. It's like, I don't care. You're off your seats. You're jumping up. Yeah, and you're not, I mean, I know you a little bit now already. You're not doing it for effect. It's just coming naturally. Yeah? So, you don't need to work on it. You did it. It's being doing. It's being doing. Yeah, any questions? Anything you want to try?
When you want to play this piece in your concert,
Yes.
how are you going to play it?
If I play this piece, well, first of all, I need to find two players as good as these two. That's for sure. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like the way you guys are doing it right now. So I'd have to try something different, I guess. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So thanks everyone for watching. The next live stream is at 16:20, 4:20 p.m. with Subito Quartet, where we will have the same string player, Lock. Lunch break now.
He will be a totally different string player in a few hours. He already is.